You may be better, but animated Grimlock better with ladies. And I'm taller. Sajay's back, and excuse that poor imitation I did before, but I'm deciding to try out a new format, so if you like this format, I'll stick to it. If not, I'll change back to my old way. But the character to review today, animated Grimlock. I did like animated Grimlock. Well, the toy especially. In the TV show, in the continuity, they gave him back to sort of season 3 of Transformers. They're incredibly dumb, you know, which is a shame because Grimlock is an awesome, awesome character. If you go back to his lovely G1 namesake, but in this one he is extremely dense. He's also the only Dinobot that actually talked in the series. You know, he says basic stuff like, "Ooh, cars and trucks bad," and also he falls in love with Black Arachnia, which he commonly calls Spider Lady. Again, being pretty much he was used for comic relief a lot of the time. You know, especially like when Optimus Prime goes, Grimlock, it's best if we work together, and Grimlock just turns to him and goes, "Okay, Grimlock go with you, but Grimlock go alone." You know, it was loads of stupid little stuff. But that aside, we still got an excellent toy, so let's take a little ganders. So here is animated Grimlock in his dinosaur mode. Very, very nice mode. I do quite dig it. Also, one little side note, in his dinosaur mode, as you can obviously tell from G1, animated Grimlock is a lot taller. But he is not the tallest of the Grimlock figures we've had. Actually, Energon, his head stands up a lot, about half a centimeter taller. Very, very nice mode. Very nice posability with it. It's an animated figure, so it is fairly plain looking, but it does a very good job. The only downside of this mode is gap and head showing, obviously, which isn't too good, but actually posability wise on the legs, pretty good. He stands up very, very firmly. He has kind of a little wag in his tail, but not much. Does a very good job of imitating an animated T-Rex. You know, he's got his little arms, which you can sort of pivot in, so it looks like, makes him look like he's a bit nervous. But his little gimmick in this is that you can push this button to operate the mouth. And classic animated, huge lower jaw. He does have actually some light piping up here, which actually make them little eyes glow exceptionally well. Does his homage to his original G1 self pretty well, actually. Well, the G1 cartoon, should I say. You know, you've got the proper gold, you've got the red lines, and you know, it is very, very nice. I do enjoy this mode. You know, and he does stand very well as leader of the animated Dinobots. He has a lovely Autobot symbol on the back there. So let's transform him. First thing you need to do is you pop open this back section here and split the tail apart, and this will fold down the side and peg into these little holes. Well, there we go. Fold that fully out. Then for the back of it, these will fold up and peg into the back of the leg. So there's his lower part already done. Going on to the upper part. Very G1S transformation, I will add. We fold the head back. And one interesting thing to note just before we change it. I do like on how they've added a little extra detail, which is something they didn't do much on animated figures, considering this isn't really supposed to be on display. Only during transformation do you actually get to see that. But you just push that up, and then all this folds together. The head will just peg in down here. Oh, sorry. Got to put the arms inside. Now for the arms, what you want to do is you want to first slot it back, and then put a little force just to get that little end bit under, and rotate the claws. Do the same on the other side. Rotate the claws, and there we have animated Grimlock in robot mode, and very awesome robot mode, if I do say so. I really do dig the head sculpt. It's very cartoon accurate, and it's very nice looking. Articulation for this mode. Articulation for this, his head can do about a 70-degree turn either way. His arms, providing you close the flaps up, do have full 360, and they're on big ass ball joints in there. So he does actually have a hell of a lot of movability in that shoulder. He has elbow joints and full rotation in his hands, and his fingers are actually articulated because they form claws in dinosaur mode, so they open and close. He has a good ass waist articulation. His legs are on his elbow. What's wrong with me? His upper thighs do turn, but I horribly get a feeling, on mine anyway, they're extremely stiff, and I'm always worried that this thing will break. Knees bend quite well. They can also bend out a bit, and they will also rotate at the knee. So you've got a quite nice lot of posability with this thing. Height-wise, stands a little bit taller than his original G1 self. But the big gimmick with Grimlock is huge ash hoofing fire sword, which the gimmick for it will only operate if you put it in his right hand, not his left hand, because if we look inside the right hand, see we got a little tab. So the left hand, there isn't one. And what you do is you put this bit into here, so he's holding it, and he holds it very well. And then what we do is we simply twist the wrist, can't speak, and we twist his wrist, and then we end up, it triggers all this fire effect coming out of his sword, which we did see in the show, which is absolutely awesome. And like I said, with him holding it, he does look awfully fearsome, and looks like he could really rip people apart. All in all, an excellent figure. I do recommend him. He does display exceptionally well. He was the last one I needed to complete my animated Dinobots. And I was over the moon with him. He does seem a little plain when you first get him, but really it's the robot mode like you're seeing here that sells him so well. So this has been J's, and this has been Grimlock. Trying something new. Please comment and let me know if you liked it or not, this new format, or else I'll just go back to what I know. But all in all, this has been us. So have a good day, have a good evening, whatever the time is. Make sure you're having a good one, and I'll see you later.